this is the 20th playoff season that I've covered with NFL Network. We turned 20 years old as a network this coming November. First time I met you, Mike.
Yes,
Probably the
Rich.
first day I walked in the door.
Yes.
Mike, who's that guy from Jersey? Seems like I've known him
your
forever.
Beautiful wife Susie for a couple years.
That's
before
true.
that,
That's right.
But I had met you and been like, the other
That's
half.
right.
Wait a minute, another guy who knew Susie before you?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, man,
yeah.
Susie was like, she knew people.
She did know people. I appreciate you finishing the sentence that way. I don't know where he's going with that.
Oh, you know I wasn't going anywhere negative. She's
No, I know
watching.
that. I
Like,
know
I'm
that.
not stupid.
Okay. But at any rate,
Yes.
yes, 20 years ago, coming November is when we started NFL Network. And it was the year where the Patriots beat Jake Delhomme and the Panthers in the Super Bowl. And that was our first Super Bowl that we covered. And then Brady won with the Patriots against the Eagles the next year. And we're like, oh, back to back. Huh. Isn't that amazing?
That's cool.
I know. It's a rarity, and had no idea it would be the last time we've seen it. And we won't see it again this year. As you know, the Rams didn't even make the tournament. But one thing that we are seeing that kind of has me feel like it's unprecedented, or we're beginning to see more unprecedented times or rare occurrences of greatness, is the AFC playoff picture. For the second straight year, we have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow making the divisional round in the AFC. And it just reminded me of the time when we first went on the air, and the Final Four that we first covered for the AFC Divisional round was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger. And we saw that repeated quite a bit over the last, 15, 20 years, and while they were still playing. We saw it repeated quite a bit over the following 10, 15 years. And the fourth quarterback would kind of get swapped out. One of the three wouldn't make it on occasion. And as a matter of fact, Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow making it 2 years in a row. The last time the AFC Final Four playoff field had three of the same quarterbacks in it in back-to-back years was 20. I was looking this up if you saw me doing some diligent work prior to the show. Was 2015 and 2016 when Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, and Alex Smith made it in back-to-back years. And it's been a while since that happened, as I've mentioned, from 2016 to the present day. And we're seeing who's going to be the fourth quarterback in. For instance, when Brady, Peyton, and Ben made it in the first year we went on the air in the 2003 season that we covered, and it was in 2004, Brady, Peyton, Ben, you know who the other quarterback in was? The San Diego Chargers sent Drew Brees into that mix. How about that? When our first playoffs that we covered, didn't think, those are four first ballot Hall of Famers that are going to be playing together. Ben was a rookie, 2004 to 2005. And how about them apples? But Brady, Peyton, and Ben made it the next year after that. Brees out, Jake Plummer in. You see what I'm saying? The following year, Brady and Peyton made it. Brees out, Phillip in, Big Ben out, McNair. Steve McNair made it. Next year, Brady, Peyton, and Phillip made it again. David Garrard made it for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next year, Ben and Rivers made it, but Peyton out, Flacco in, Garrard out, Kerry Collins in. So it kind of would be just like a rotation. Last year, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Tannehill made it. This year, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Trevor Lawrence making it.
That could be the four for a while.
And that's the sort of stuff that I'm sitting here and thinking about. Like Herbert almost made it. It would have been Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Herbert. And you'd have said, I think that's the way it's going to be for a while.
Yep.
But from 2019 and 2020, it was Mahomes and Allen. By the way, Allen made it for the first time in 2020. Lamar made it in back-to-back years, 2019 and 2020. In 2020, it was Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, and Baker Mayfield were your final four in the AFC. But my point is kind of what you just picked up there, Chris, is we're seeing at the top of the AFC a trio of quarterbacks that I think we're going to see play for the right to play for the AFC Championship for a long time to come. Mahomes and Allen have made it together 3 years in a row. And the last time that happened was Brady and Ben made it 3 years in a row from 2015, 2016, and 2017. And we remember we were sitting there thinking, when Brady and Peyton Manning retire, who's going to take over the AFC? Really? Is it going to be as good as this every year? Well, there's a third man in. His name is Joe Burrow. Is Allen if Mahomes is the Brady and Allen is the Peyton Manning of the equation, is Burrow like the Big Ben of the equation here? You know what I mean? Or he's certainly the AFC North entry, which has changed from Ben Flacco, by the way, made it many years in a row. 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14. Flacco was there a lot, taking on Brady quite a bit.
Yeah, nice run for Joe.
And there's Burrow, Lamar, and obviously, Big Ben for a while. And maybe Pickett in future years, and we'll see what Deshaun Watson does. His only time in the Final Four of the AFC was 2019. As you know, he had the lead on Mahomes, and then the Texans blew that. But my point is, we're seeing some unprecedented changing of the guard in a way that it's going to be kind of tough, barring injury, to see if the game of musical chairs, that fourth chair is up for grabs. Herbert had a chance to get it. Trevor took it this year.
Yep.
Tannehill got it last year because the Titans had the 1 seed. He just got right in, and they got one and done by Burrow. It's the dance card's filling up in the AFC, which is, again, why you got to go get that quarterback. Why, we'll see if Miami goes and gets Brady and says, screw it. Let's just get him at age 46, because Brady's name is all over my notebook, obviously, from the AFC.
And that's kind of what I've been just thinking about, like a little Wednesday, what's more likely? So the trio of Ben, Peyton, and Tom in the AFC, when Tom was in the AFC, won 10 Super Bowls. Like, if I give you 9.5 for the Super Bowls of Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow over the length of their careers, like, do they get there? Do they get half?
You're shaking your head.
I mean, winning the Super Bowl is hard work. That's a hard thing to do.
Which makes the 6 that Tom won just unbelievable. How about this? Do those 3 get to Brady's 6? Allen, Mahomes, and Burrow.
Tom's an anomaly.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't. I mean, Mahomes needs one more to get everyone the third of the way there.
Right.
But they are going to keep knocking each other off.
That
right.
And the fact that, statistically speaking, the other two franchises have never won a Super Bowl.
Let's also say
Pat's never won a Super Bowl till Brady.
That's true. Let's just point this out as well, that one of these 3 is going to prevent the other from going.
Every single year.
Every year.
One of these 3 is going to prevent potentially the other 2 from going.
Right.
Every year. Last year, it was Burrow who got in and got Drew Tannehill, while Mahomes and Allen drew each other. This year, Mahomes draws Trevor, while Burrow and Allen draw each other. And you keep seeing this. I think we're going to see this play out. And so one is going to prevent the other 2 from going. And then the NFC could prevent that one from getting it, just like last year.
And how many times did that happen where the Patriots beat the Steelers in the playoffs, and the Colts beat the Patriots, and how many Patriots beat the Colts? Like, how many times that happened with Ben, Peyton, and Tom?
It just so happened that there was one guy who got through, then beat the NFC team and put a ring on his finger 6 times. And then did it once in the NFC too.
That's ridiculous.
So I know it is. It is when you think about it. But this is the stuff that I'm thinking about, that we're seeing this play out in the AFC now.
Kind of fun.
And it's something to think about, because I truly, definitely, without a doubt, had these conversations when I was host of NFL Total Access from 2003, when we first came on the Internet NFL Network, to 2011. And then on game day morning as the host there from 2011 till now. When Brady and Peyton are gone, who's going to take over the mantle in the AFC? And there's 3 guys. And then there's a true shot of who's the fourth, from Herbert to Trevor Lawrence this year to Lamar Jackson whenever we find out if there's smoke or fire in Baltimore, right? Could it be, for a while you thought it could be Tua this year? Can it be Deshaun Watson again in Cleveland? Can it be one of these young quarterbacks that has just been drafted?
Could it be someone who eventually is the Jets QB because you guys have some talent on that squad?
Well, that's my hope and belief. And in the NFL, you can go from worst to having a seat at this table
very quickly.
Number one pick
Trevor
to
Lawrence.
Final Four in the AFC. Yeah.
So, food for thought. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.